Hey, welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If you're joining us, we'll start the audio podcast shortly. Craig is just refining some tunings. Apparently, his mixer had a firmware upgrade a minute ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. I wasn't expecting. It's like I think I saw a banner. It said there was a firmware update, and I was not going to do it just now. And I think I hit the button, and it went okay. I was like, wait, no.
There's a
So,
Monty Python sketch in there somewhere. Nobody expects a firmware update.
I know, right? Yeah. So I think we're all good now. Actually, it's
You're
funny
good.
when it booted up. There's 4 channels, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the display, it looked like it had 2 channels for every 4, or for each one. I was like, "What in the world is that? I haven't seen that before."
I'll have to
No,
look
it's
and
not.
see if mine wants to do a firmware update.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, don't do it now.
No, I'm not using my Rodecaster right now. I'm using the Behringer rack mixer.
Right.
The the Rode is on my laptop desk over there. It's what I use for like ukulele and Zoom calls and stuff.
Over there, why don't you show everybody?
Because it's
Flip the
behind
camera.
the size of a wall.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, flip the camera around. The tripod doesn't move because there's 2 monitors surrounding it.
I know.
Everything was pretty well fixed in here. All right. Hey, this is show 800. We made it.
Yeah, and now it's all over.
The title of the show is 0.8 kilopodcasts of geekery. Is that also equivalent to 800 milli podcasts?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what's funny is, I keep reading that,
Yeah.
and I keep thinking of, First Contact. He says kilopascals,
Yes.
and
That is an actual thing.
I know it is. I just keep reading instead of kilo podcasts. I keep seeing kilopascals.
That's right, everybody. This is a kilo podcast.
That's right.
Someday we're
0.8
going to be a kilo podcast.
Yeah, 0.8.
No, now we're just 0.8. That sounds like a blood alcohol level or something.
Yeah. What did you blow? 0.8 kilo podcasts.
Yeah, it blows all right.
Yeah.
Does it
Right.
blow or does it suck? Those
Yes.
two mean the same thing in terms of this show. All right. Audio levels check out. Sound effects are working.
Are
So
affecting.
we'll continue from there with the actual audio podcast. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. In 3, 2. Oh, we're competing with the Oscars tonight. So the fact that we have viewers, thank you. You're in for a treat. This is real geek stuff. Okay, let's record the audio podcast. 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode seven. Wow. I've been saying it for 100 shows. Now it's 800, episode 800, which is equivalent to 0.8 kilopodcasts of geekery.
Yeah.
And immediately the viewer numbers go down.
Thanks, everybody.
That's what we get. We're competing with the Oscars tonight. Nothing can compete with this. We have episode 800. I was just funny because just this past week I was hearing, I read on Patreon that Astronomy Cast is rapidly approaching their 800th. I said,
So was our buddy Clinton.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that 2004, 2005 era podcast. Remember when we did 100 like in the first 3 months?
Yeah. I know.
Let's
And there's
do
some,
that again.
yeah, there's some, pretty much there's some podcasters that do podcasts, almost or daily, really.
Daily,
Almost.
yes.
Yeah.
Everything
So
Everywhere Daily has
high.
been doing it for 5 years, so they're like way up there already.
Yeah. So their accounts way up there.
Yep. Well, standard greeting. Welcome to Technorama. This is the podcast that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. Strap in, enjoy the ride, listen to a couple old nerds talk about words. And if you're returning, you know the standard drill. I'm Chuck Tomasi. This one right here inside of my neck. And that one there is Craig Stepp right there.
Is it this way?
Yes, you got it.
it.
800 shows later.
Yeah. I got
we
it.
didn't start doing video until about 4 years in, 5 years in. So to be fair.
Well, we've been doing video for a long time though. And
2010, 2011. Yeah.
yeah. And hey, if you feel like going back, you can go see Chuck and his daughter sitting on a little bench or whatever in
The
your
old desk.
little bench. Yeah, I went back a few weeks ago. I think I saw one, and I miss her being on here. You know, I really don't see her anymore.
Well, she has a life of her own, a career and a husband. Maybe
That
she should
does not
start a
that does
podcast.
not involve dad or his podcasting problem.
We will be seeing them next week. So we're gonna have the next couple weeks off
All right.
because I will be on family vacation with both daughters and wife and one of the son-in-laws. So
Just one son-in-law?
here,
Oh,
yes. The other one has to stay behind and watch the cats. No, he's got
oh,
to work.
don't I
So,
know that? Yeah.
um, hearing my two daughters laughing together is just the greatest sound can ever imagine.
Oh,
It is
sure. Yeah.
whether they are 3 and 5 years old or today when they're 30 and 32, just when they get into it and start laughing, it just
Yeah.
makes me smile.
Yeah. Oh, of course. And yeah, and since Harrison does not have a sibling, I get that same kind of feeling when I see him laughing and hanging out with his friends.
Yep.
You know, it's pretty cool.
All right. Shall we begin with the feedback?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, let me
Yeah.
let me add.
Mhm.
I'm using Gemini with the split screen. I know you were playing with that.
Yeah, with the
This is
Gemini. No, Chrome with the split screen.
I'm sorry, Chrome. What did I say, Gemini? No. Chrome with the split view. So
Yes.
two pages on one
Isn't that
tab,
fun?
and it's like, this is great. I wish I'd tried this before. Well, it just came out, I know, but I like it, and you can arrange it a little bit in the middle.
Yep.
You can change the size some.
You
So,
can flip them. You can, take them apart later if you want into separate tabs. I haven't
mhm.
found a way to pick 2 arbitrary tabs and mash those together yet. I know it's somewhere in there.
Actually, what I did was I created a split view,
Yeah.
and then when I went it had like the Word doc or the Google Doc, and then on the other side was blank, and it had an option to pull in the other open tab, and it did it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure that out a little cleaner. Right now, I'm taking a existing tab and then saying make a split view and then manually opening another thing. But it's like, that's not the worst thing in the world because browser history remembers everything. All right, let's get into the feedback.
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
And our question of the week for you this time, bring that down just a little bit. What mundane everyday task would you most like to solve with a quote mad scientist invention?
So the first one here is old high school buddy Scott Long cleaning the litter box.
Now, I'm curious how the mad scientist piece comes into there.
Maybe there's fire involved. I don't know.
Lasers, right?
Lasers. Yeah.
All right. Mike Robinson says to help solve the strain of properly planting, fertilizing, and maintaining a garden, I would propose the Kaibo Garden, a computer accurate system to help create future meals that leaves the limitations of mere poo potatoes millions of miles away. Pet
Like
friendly in many different possible ways, probably wise not to include details on that.
I think I hear a Martian
Uh-huh.
relationship there.
That's twice that's come up
Reference.
today.
Yeah.
Got
Okay.
another one?
So, yeah, Mike Robinson also says he added a paper shredder that sterilizes and reforms the paper into sturdy, reusable paper plates. I thought he was going to say puts them back together so,
No.
so you can read them somewhere. It solves the tedious need to empty all the useless shredded paper and haul it somewhere. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's not bad. I would say that goes out of the mundane area because you got a little recycling. I don't know. It's cool.
You're eating off a paper plate and you can read, last week's privacy policy from HR.
Yeah. Hey, wipe off the spaghetti. We landed on the moon. What?
Is this a budget number? Whoa,
Hey,
Craig got fired.
yeah, this is my budget spreadsheet. Oh, yeah.
Everybody's pay statements are on there. So much for the value of shredding things. It ends up on somebody's lunch.
Yeah.
Dude, you spilled ketchup on our bottom line. Stephen
Stephen
Wetchy says,
Wetchy's. Oh, go ahead.
keeping the status indicator on teams green. Again, I'm curious to know what the mad scientist angle is on that.
Actually, I prefer it red, so people go, "Oh, he's in a meeting,"
Right.
whether I am or not.
Mine's just gray. I've signed
Yeah.
out permanently.
That's right.
Going over to Discord, we have Sweet Steve saying, fabric time reversal. Think UI action undo stain button. If used too aggressively, the shirts will revert to their factory new form with price tags and all. Mad Marv says, make money. That's a mad scientist invention to make money.
Mundane task.
It sounds like a counterfeiting ring, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Sweet Steve says, well, that's for regular villains. They are asking for evil genius. And then I put in, just ask yourself, what would Dr. Horrible do? And Mad Marv says, break out into song?
Yeah.
Like, yep, he'd do that. Humanoid says, a bagel slicer equipped with a high power laser controlled by an AI, which produced 2 perfectly even slices, cream cheese applicator sold separately. Oh, of course, you got to have, a monetary angle in there.
Hey, cream cheese applicator. You mean a butter knife?
No, it's a mad scientist invention.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I imagine that would probably be like a big drum with a bunch of butter knives on it. It just spins, and just don't get too close to it.
Cream cheese flying all over the lab. Mike from Minnesota says, Cleaninator to clean the house, also equipped with optional Protectinator. And we had some misreads on that said I thought you said procrastinator.
That's right.
Because, clean the house, you'd have to have your mundane invention have procrastination built into it too.
Hey,
all right.
So, hey, by the way, that reminded reading that wrong. A while back on a YouTube video, I happened to see I wasn't looking for it, but it said the big title said how CPAP works, or how a CPAP works. And I was like, what? And I misread it. I thought it said how crap works.
That's a new show.
That's a long video. How crap works.
And now,
by the way, I made a comment. I said, I misread that as how crap works. And there were lots of people saying, oh yeah, me too. So I'm not alone.
Learn how to read, people. Learn how to read.
Oh, you never misread anything?
Never. And now over to all the voicemail we got for episode 800 to help us celebrate. There weren't none. But
why do we pay for that? Hey, why do we pay for that phone line?
It came with the internet. It was bundled. If you had wanted to call us, you could reach us on the listener line at, I got it.
You got it.
707-530-2428 or email us technorama@chuckchat.com. Because now we're at 800. Maybe that was it. I'm not calling until they get to 800.
That's the thought process. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we made it. So now that we've crossed that finish line and on to the next 100, which will take a few more years, we'll get you there. Let's see, 2026, 2030. We'll probably make 1,000 in the next 6 to 8 years. So you got time.
We'll be on our deathbeds with a microphone.
I swear, I'll get it before I'm 70.
Welcome to Technorama 1024. Yeah.
Now for the Jello. Okay.
Here, Dad, here's your microphone to podcast.
Let's get off the feedback. It's going down the drain fast.
The whole show is.
Imagine what it would be like when we get to be really old nerds. On to the history. On this day in history for March 18th, 2026, it's the 77th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. Wow, are they flying by? There are only 288 days remaining in the year. We're almost a third of the way done already, Craig.
It sounds a lot lower than it actually and it is, but yeah.
A quarter of the way. It was on this date in 1899 that Phoebe, a satellite of Saturn, became the first to be discovered with photographs and circles and arrows on the back of each one and a paragraph explaining what each one was taken in August of 1898 by William Henry Pickering.
And it was also that date in 1965 that the cosmonaut Alexei Leonov left his spacecraft Oshkosh 2. It sounds like a place up in Wisconsin. Voshkod.
Oshkosh. Oh, gosh.
Voshkod 2 for 12 minutes and became the first person to walk in space. He did the moon walk.
No, he didn't do the moonwalk because he didn't get to the moon.
No.
That would have been Neil Armstrong. That same date in 1980, a Vostok 2M rocket at Plesetsk Cosmodrome Site 43 exploded during a fuel operation, killing 48 people. We normally don't put disasters in here, but it was rocket related and we were short on events. But we're not short on birthdays.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Happy birthday goes out on this date to French mathematician and astronomer Philippe de la Hire. I had to look that one up. Born on this date in 1640.
And Christian Goldbach, the Prussian German mathematician and academic, was born 336 years ago today.
Born March 18th, 1844, Russian composer and academic Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. Good music. Go look it up.
There you go. American architect and engineer Nathaniel Green Herreshoff was born on this date in 1848.
And Rudolf Diesel, he invented the Rudy engine. No, he invented the diesel engine. He was born that same date in 1858.
Now, Canadian mathematician Agnes Sim Baxter was born 156 years ago today.
And born March 18th, 1905, American physicist and engineer Thomas Townsend Brown.
An American businessman co-founded E&J Galloway Winery. Ernest Gallo was born on this date in 1909.
So that's what the E stands for. Ernest, what's the J stand for? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
Julio.
Oh, of course.
Don't you remember? Hey, Julio.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Sanford.
You got any more of that wine?
Born March 18th, 1926, American actor and director Peter Graves, the old Mission Impossible guy. Oh, and also Airplane.
Yeah.
Joey, you ever seen a grown man naked?
Why is that the first line everybody goes to? What the?
You ever been in prison, Joey?
Yeah. Danish mathematician and statistician Ole Bardenoff Nielsen was born 91 years ago today.
So it's Danish names that get us too.
Yeah.
So let's try a Swedish name. Swedish physicist and astronaut Christer Fuglesang is 69 today.
Actually, that seems kind of normal.
We'll ask Steve from Sweden how we did on that one. Give us a 0 to 10 rating. Listener birthdays this and next week, since we won't be around this weekend. Next week include March 18th, Greg Lemon, formerly of GregLemon.com, JT Shea, formerly of the Gigcast on the 19th, along with Michael Armenegay, formerly of a lot of other podcasts. Crazy Joe Fiore, formerly of Megapodtastic, and honey, you've got to see this, currently doing Crazy Joe's Concession Stand and many others on the 21st. More podcasters this week. Oh my gosh. Steve Riekenberg on the 23rd. Also on the 23rd, Rich Parkman, Nick St. Gabriel on the 25th, me and Brina Baird on the 26th, and Mark Blackburn on the 29th. Another podcaster. Holy smokes.
Wow.
What was in the microphone? We don't know. Well, that's the way it was on this day in history from March 18th and a few days ahead. If you want to be on the birthday calendar, well, if you're not on the birthday calendar, happy birthday if it's your birthday this week. But if you want to be on there, you go over to chuckchat.com. Greg, the banner. chuckchat.com/birthday. And that's where you go put your name on there. We'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. You can put it out there now. If your birthday is until next January, that's fine with us. We
Yep.
got it captured. We'll get to you.
Hey, my birthday isn't till next January.
Yeah, but you're already on the birthday calendar
Right.
many times over. And contrary to popular belief, Craig and I were not the first persons on the birthday calendar. So
Probably
thank
not.
you, everybody, and good night. No, that's not the end of the
Wait.
show. That's the end of the news segment.
We're not done yet.
Not quite dead yet. Speaking of which, let's do some news.
Good news, anyone?
Well, yes, I would call this kind of good news. In this article from the Register, Microsoft Azure CTO Mark Russinovich, excuse me, demonstrates how modern AI can expose vulnerabilities in decades-old software. What he did is he fed some old Apple II code from 1986 to the model, and this is like machine assembly code that was supposed to say, you know what, when you call a Go sub, you don't have to go to a line number, you can go to a label. Only there was no error detection to say, oh, if there's no label, and sometimes it would just default to the next instruction. Sometimes it would default to something way off in La La Land. And it went, that's not good. So the implication for this extend far beyond nostalgia, of course. Anthropic's Red Team warns that the latest model, Opus 4.6, has discovered high severity vulnerabilities in modern, heavily audited open source projects, including 14 bugs in Firefox that went undetected for years. While
Wow.
this automated scanning offers a powerful tool for defenders, experts warn it also empowers attackers to rapidly reverse engineer and exploit the billions of legacy microcontrollers and embedded devices still in use globally. The article concludes that we are entering a precarious era of AI accelerated vulnerability discovery. So, software vendors, get on that, will you?
Well, it almost sounds like, all right, you take the way we were before. Oh, there's a vulnerability in Chrome or Firefox, and then there's a chance somebody's going to exploit it before it gets patched. Now you can just do both faster.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it, but sometimes I imagine a lot of old code in little devices and stuff probably goes unchecked because once it's out and running for a few years, people just don't think, oh, I need to go check that camera or,
Well, it's also
you know,
expensive to maintain, too.
yeah.
You know, imagine going back and getting 15, 20-year-old code out of a repo and, oh, wait, that engineer doesn't work here anymore. Or the team has disbanded, or we don't even have the development environment anymore.
Or
We
like
used
the
to
Apple
use that-
II,
Yeah.
there's no development anymore.
Well, you can still get a floppy and load it on an Apple II. You can find an
No.
Apple II, but good luck finding an HP 64,000 development environment system. That's what I started when they were doing embedded systems way back in the 80s.
Mhm.
And then we moved to a Unix system that had emulators and card cages that would take all of the same peripherals. So you could say, I'm developing this for the 6803 to run this, medical device. How do you program that now?
Right.
And where's the source code? Oh, it's on an old 8mm tape that we used to back up. Where's the 8mm tape drive? And what operating system did it use? And what, there's
We
a
threw it
whole
away 12 years ago.
technology stack. Oh,
Mhm.
trust me, when we finally got rid of the Apollo systems, I mean, we kept a couple around for legacy years.
Mhm.
We did a whole bunch of electronics, PCB, and schematic capture, and all these EDA tools on a software package called Mentor Graphics. It was a suite, much like ServiceNow. It was a whole building platform for electronic design automation.
Right.
And they eventually went to Suns and HPs and then into the PC land, of course, due to costs and popularity of the platform and whatnot. But there's still designs that were built on the old Apollos, and we had two that were around. I think we migrated off of that platform officially in like 1993. So we used them from 89 to 93, but we had a couple that were still around till about 2003, 2005. And when we finally took those out, I think I put a drill through the CPU just to make sure they'd never come.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But, there's that whole stack of great, somebody found a vulnerability that's been around for decades. How do you fix it? You may not
Yeah.
be able to.
You know,
it-
I've got. They're probably. Surely, it's not good anymore. But when I left, or when we closed up, or at least I left the internet service
I was
that I
wondering
had.
where this is going. I'm like,
Yeah, no, I'm trying to form what I'm gonna say. So at the internet service that I had, um, there was some stuff on zip disks because I was doing backups on zip disks, which probably wasn't the best idea because it turns out the zip drives were not 100% reliable over time. Would die.
you can still get those at least.
Well, for I have in my one of my containers back there is an old zip disk that I know has backups and it has credit card numbers in it. But
They're probably all expired by this
I was
point.
gonna say I made sure to keep up with it. I didn't want to just throw it away. I probably could have burned it or something, but yeah, I just made sure that I kept it under control for that long. So yeah, I could probably start trash it now. Surely none of those are good anymore. But it was
Maybe.
But it's one of those things that I moved and I moved and I moved, and I'd always see it. It was in my box, and you know, I need to ditch it, burn it.
Next story. Next story. After a decade-long research mission at the University of Edinburgh, NASA's humanoid robot Valkyrie is returning to the Johnson Space Center. It's been there since 2016, where researchers used the 1.8-meter tall prototype to advance AI-driven movement and perception, preparing for future missions where robots maintain Martian infrastructure before astronauts arrive. More poo potato things, I guess.
Well, good news, they don't eat. These
Yeah,
robots don't eat.
the robots don't have a sense of smell
Hey,
either.
no, but their job is to start planting potatoes before the astronauts get there.
So they have to bring their own poo.
Yeah.
While Valkyrie's lease has ended, the project trained a generation of roboticists and established Edinburgh as the global robotics hub. Research continues as the university with Talos, a newer humanoid platform focused on complex robot collaboration and healthcare applications. Cool. We learned a lot. You get a 10-year-old robot back. Have fun with that. We'll look at the hacks and strange stories.
Yeah.
Or do you have comments on that robot?
No, you just
Okay.
I don't want to think about robot poop.
Doesn't Bender make robot? No, never mind.
He might. I don't know.
We're not going there. In the Hacks and Strange Stories, another one. We've got more and more people are wrapping their door handles with aluminum foil.
Really?
Yeah. This article discusses a viral quote life hack that claims wrapping door handles in aluminum foil is a clever security measure. The logic is that the foil acts as a tamper tell, crinkling loudly. That's part of it, but the majority of the article goes in and says there's a practical reason for doing this because it's an excellent way of keeping the door handles from deteriorating from UV rays. Like, what
Weather.
kind of
Yeah.
cheap door handles are you getting that are falling apart?
I've
I had the same door handle on my house for 25 years in the
Yeah.
sunlight, and that never fell apart. We've got
No.
we've got the craziest sun beating down us here in Phoenix, and it's not like every couple of years I walk up to the garage door handle and it falls off. No, that thing's 30 years old,
I
40
give
years
up.
old.
Yeah.
And the
I've never thought about doing anything like this. This is the first time I heard this. I just thought it was
Me too.
crazy that people were doing this. Like you said, the only thing I've had to do with any more doorknobs is tighten them, or
Right.
something like that's about it. I've never had one just deteriorate and fall apart. They're all metal, so
I've changed them usually when we get new doors or
well, yeah.
we need to go around and say, oh, wait a minute, these have Schlage locks and these have quick set locks. Let's standardize everything. So you do an addition to the house, you want to standardize whatever it is. There are valid reasons for replacing your door handles, but weathering generally isn't one of them.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. Actually, what was funny though, when I did see this, and it was said one of the things. What was it? It mentioned that for getting like early detection if somebody's trying to open your door. Is
Crinkle,
that what it said?
crinkle. Is that like
Crinkle.
Yeah,
Hey.
that reminds me of that old phrase, "Ninjas hate autumn leaves."
Yeah. But wait a minute. So yeah, right. Um, so just a quick aside, I just got over the counter hearing aids, and some of the high end sounds are kind of loud, and so
Yes.
I can imagine,
Well, you'll hear that now.
what's funny
Your
is
hearing aids are your new security system.
in the mornings. I'm always trying to be quiet because usually my wife's still sleeping, and it's like when I've got them in, yeah, it sounds like everything. Like I put a cup on the counter. I'm like, wow, that did sound loud.
Yep.
Sounds like I'm waking up the house. Anyway,
Welcome to back to the world of hearing.
yeah.
All right, quick shout out to the chat room. We do the show on Sundays at 8:30 Eastern time. We'd love to have you join us. You can find us on Facebook or on our website or YouTube. Just look for Technorama Podcast. We're out there. We'd love to talk to you. Join us in the chat room. Jump right in with the comments. Like Mike Robinson said last time I called into the podcast repeatedly, it was evilly canceled. Don't want to have that happen again.
What?
Oh, we didn't cancel anything. Maybe that was the old 206 area code number from like 10 years ago or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
All right, let us know, Mike. Sorry if whatever
Hey.
happened.
Look at our little titles. 800% ready for another episode. Here I am, 800 years old.
Episode 800.
Hey, when you're 800 years old that you are, look this good, you will.
What did Yoda say the first time he saw himself on 4K TV?
Oh yeah, what's that?
HDMI.
Stupid.
Yes. Oh my God.
You see what I got to deal with, people? Ugh.
Yeah, people are going to be using that tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
As bad as it is, you
Hey
wanna
Joe, you know what I heard? I heard a good Yoda joke.
Where'd you hear it? I don't know, some dumbass podcast.
I was flipping around on YouTube.
Oh,
and
that
found
must
it.
be Technorama. I listened to that too.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it. I haven't gotten to episode 800 yet.
Oh wait, he said last time he called into a podcast, not necessarily us.
Oh, not necessarily ours. Okay.
Well, he didn't say that, but I was just reading it, and that's what made sense.
Okay. Let's do the remember when thing. In the remember when, we have the United Airlines CEO made predictions from 1976.
Yeah.
That's right. He got some things right. He got some things wrong. In 1976, United Airlines President Richard J. Ferris predicted that by 2026, the airline would operate a fleet of 800 aircraft, including 500-seat supersonic jets and a massive 1,700-seat double-decker planes.
Wow.
While he correctly foresaw the industry deregulation, which happened just 2 years later, his technological optimism kind of missed the mark. Supersonic travel remains a rarity, and United Daily's passenger volume is half of his million-person projected. Ferris also anticipated extreme inflation. He got that partly right, but he predicted that flights would be $1,600 to Honolulu from, I think, New York. And it's about half to a third of that, surprisingly.
I should have looked at it before the show.
And that pilot salaries would be $480,000. He said, well, while your senior pilots are approaching that, your starting salary is generally around $100K. So he got it about 2x on some of these figures. Ultimately, his vision overestimated the pace of aviation innovation compared to the computer industry. Well, you can't get them all right. It's, if somebody were to ask you, hey, Craig, what do you think computers will be like in 2076? Like,
I don't think I'll care.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the article ended with, sadly, Ferris passed away in 2022, indicating that everybody's future is limited.
Right.
The music.
Actually, I think even at that late year, would you say 2070? What computers would like? I'd still have my Commodore sitting around.
I don't think your can be around. It'd be like 105. Maybe.
I might.
We should hope.
You never know. That's my prediction. That's our
And
prediction
then
for
we'll
now.
be up to episode 1103.
No, 802.
2 in the next 50 years.
Yeah.
Just to, scarcity is a good thing. We'll get more viewership that way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we better get going, or it's going to be 2076 soon. Next article is 30 screenshots. I'm going to do a quick screen share on this one. See if I can get this going and just without too much delay. Let's see. Screen share. Let's just do the entire screen. It'll be easier this way. And to share your screen, allow screen recording. I hate it when it does that.
That's all right.
Now it's going to open system. I did this. Oh, it's because I had an operating system update, and you got to approve everything. Stupid operating system updates.
Stupid security.
Well, hey, go over to show 800. That's an easy number to remember, right?
Yeah.
And check out the show notes at chuckchat.com/Technorama for episode 800. We have a number of things that are quite funny in here that are just a look back at some of the computer stuff like iTunes from 2001. Oh, that brushed metallic look.
Hey, it did look cool then. It looks way dated now.
I don't know. I think it still looks kind of cool. I like the brushed aluminum.
It reminds me of Winamp because Winamp had that kind of
There's a picture of Winamp in there too, but they had like a skin for it that was like
I mean the original skin, or there were some other skins too, but that looked like it was real buttons, and had that kind of feel. That's what the iTunes reminds me a little bit.
Yep.
I like number 3, the Grid Compass, little device that's got a phone keyboard.
It looks like a laptop with about a 5-inch
LCD.
LCD gas plasma. I'm not sure what that is.
Gas plasma, maybe. Yeah.
Several video games in here that look pretty good. AOL Instant Messenger was in here.
Yeah.
That looked like the future. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alta
Did you ever subscribe to AOL?
Not the subscription, but I used AIM a lot. And then I started using packages that would do AIM, Yahoo, and Google. Trillium was one of those. I think Trillium would do ICQ as well. I didn't do ICQ too much.
I did.
Friends over there.
I thought it was the coolest thing. Yeah.
The Hewlett Packard HP 200LX pocket computer. I would even say that before the 200 was the 100, before the 100 was the 95. I had a 95. And that was pretty dang cool for the early 90s.
Look, that keyboard actually has a little travel when you touch it. It's like,
yes, it does.
Yeah.
They were using chiclet keyboards are tough. This was really
not
tough.
bad. I had it didn't have any of this stuff because it was a lot older than this, I think. 94. I had the Sharp EL 5500, which had a keyboard, but it was more for basic. You could write basic programs.
Yep.
On it. It didn't have like a note taker, a calendar, and all that.
Let's see. The
Duke
Nokia
Nukem.
6800 in 2002. This looked like your standard candy bar phone.
Mm-hmm.
But the number pad would flip out, and then you could have inside it was a keyboard.
Yeah, you hold it.
Keyboard on the left, keyboard on the right, and little square screen in the middle.
Actually, this brings up Michael Fisher. He's a YouTuber and he reviews mobile tech, and he had this whole series about when phones were fun, and it was early in 2000s and stuff. And it had phones like this that had a little bit of a gimmick, but it was kind of fun and useful. They were trying new things where nowadays everything looks like a slab phone,
Yep.
So that's a fun series. I would highly recommend that. I'll put a link in the show notes to his YouTube channel. It's Mr. Mobile.
I like number 17. It just says, just no. And it's a Windows XP error message that says local disk C. And the error message could not complete action because no.
My favorite ones are like what it says. It failed successfully or something like that.
Right.
It's like, okay.
Number 2. Look at all those internet options. I think they're on Windows 95.
Number 2?
22.
Oh. I was like,
it's got the system settings, control panel stuff. It says internet options. You click the internet and it says, like medium, low.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like what?
What
are we setting here?
You know what got me is, okay, so I had to for our internet service again. I was using Microsoft would give you a kit, and you could program certain things that people would subscribe to our internet service. I give them a disk. They just put the disk in the computer and run the little thing. It would pre-program like the homepage and
Sure.
some internet settings of things like that. So I've seen this page a lot over the years, or this setting page. And what got me was they kept saying, "Hey, Windows is all new," or we revamped this and that stupid modal settings page was the same for like 10 years. I'm like, nobody's updated this. You can't tell me they improved on the
Yeah. So
or
our
anything.
security settings just keep getting better.
It was the same, the whole panel. The whole thing was really the same and didn't change for a long time.
Wait,
Uh,
there's one more registry key in there that we set now.
yeah, right.
That's it.
Hey,
All
by the
right.
way,
Yeah.
I will note some of these screenshots. They're about the page that they're displaying, but I feel a little nostalgic looking at Netscape Navigator. You know, with those purple buttons, and I really liked Netscape back in the day.
And it was fast because it was only HTML2.
Right. I got to where I hated Internet Explorer altogether because
Oh my gosh.
it took over the market and it kind of stagnated for versions.
And
I
it
mean,
was
like,
never compatible with anything else. You always had to write your pages that
yeah,
had normal code and then IE exceptions.
yeah. That was the Microsoft, the embrace and extend era. You know, they would always take an open standard and go, oh, let's add this to it, like Apple and the
What did they base
podcasting,
IE on? It wasn't Conqueror.
Mozilla.
I don't know about that.
That's what it said. It-
Oh man, it wasn't compatible with Mozilla at all.
no, no, not. Well, I think it was the standards, but they changed things up. I don't know. Who knows? It was closed source. Who knows?
It's in the past. We don't need it anymore.
Now,
What we do need is to acknowledge our patrons, though.
wait. There's one more.
What? What do you want to talk about? One
This
more.
looks like this could be in your backyard. Number 29, the lady with the mobile,
She's sitting
the
in
portable
a
phone.
pool lounge chair and what looks like about a 12-pound laptop and a mobile phone with an antenna on it. And the caption just says, "Yeah, I wouldn't do that." Because
No, it's a wireless phone at her
the
house.
the laptop looks like it's about to fall off the armrest into the pool.
Hey, and besides that, she's got the Wall Street Journal folded over nicely on the other arm.
Yep. Good
I'm
time.
sorry, this is a scene out of Wall Street from back in the day. No, I'm just kidding.
Greed is good.
Yeah,
Laptops in pools are not.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's proceed.
All right. Now is the time when we thank our patrons because they are the people that make this show go. They've been supporting us for quite some time, some people over 10 years. At the commander level, we have Avner Braverman, Mark Kilfoyle, Steve London, Chris Martinez, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, and Sarah Rose. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Kyle Nishioka and Ben Vaughn, John Noble, John Clifford, Denise Inglis, Steve Cody, Tim Cook, Steve Webb. Don't fret, you can buy yourself a promotion at any time. you don't
Wow.
need to
Is
wait.
that how it
for
works
any-
around here?
Yes, these are purchasable ranks. At the ensign level is Alexis Duran, Emmer Elstad, Amy Bowen, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris MC, Dan D. Mancoyer, Dean Jensen, Jorga Schrauen, Crazy Joe. Happy birthday to a lot of these people. Mike Wills, Leon M. Saturday Morning Media, Steve Weshy, Steve Therian, and Sylvain Rasico. Thank you, everybody, for your support for the podcast. And if you, dear person, want to be one of these buy yourself a rank, you can go over to chuckchat.com/Patreon. And for as little as $1 a show, get your name on a shout out, get extra content for free, get a postcard sent to you. And depending on where you land in the rank, there are other perks available to you. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. It's been 800 shows. We didn't start the Patreon thing on day one. There weren't no Patreon back in 2005. And just in the last 10 years, which we're coming up on 21. So almost half of that time, you've helped us to keep this show going and expand. We didn't have things like StreamYard back
Yeah.
then. So
We still can't
continue
afford a
to-
third host.
no, no.
Or
Sometimes
an
they
intern.
volunteer.
Or
Sometimes
even an intern.
we tried that. They
Yeah.
all left. Remember when Donna used to run the video?
Yeah.
Or
Hey, well, I guess the intern was your daughter back in the day. So
that was training.
yeah, she left. She said, "I'm done with this.
She had to go to college.
Why am I hanging out with these two old guys?"
Two old nerds saying words.
That's right.
All right, let's get to the pass the remote, which is the blue button. There we go. You get started first.
Well, I wouldn't say I ventured out too far. With all this Firefly talk, the last several weeks,
Mhm.
I started watching Firefly a little bit. Watched the first few episodes last night, and it was a lot of fun revisiting that because that show was a lot of fun. But I haven't watched it in a long time. But the reason I was watching it is because Nathan Fillion has gotten the old crew back together, and it looks like they're trying to put together an animated version of Firefly with everybody doing voices. So I am totally into that. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that'll allow them to expand, some of the alien races, much like they do with Star Trek animated. They can create worlds where pretty much anything goes if it's animated. Now, is it going to be computer animated, hand drawn, cell animated? How is
No,
this?
I think I'm not sure what they didn't say anything like that, but there was the studio they were using to do the animation has gotten some awards for some of their work. So what I saw was the one picture they posted of the character designs, and they look like kind of they're animated, but they look a little it wasn't like Lower Decks animated. But it was like they looked semi-realistic,
Okay.
and how they looked when the show was going on. So yeah. And of course,
I still have images of like filmation characters from Star Trek animated
no,
series.
it's not like that.
That would be funny if you did a retro version of.
Yeah, that could work. But yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna be like that. And then of course, I started putting my feet back in the Star Trek Voyager era. Started watching some episodes. Actually, one of my favorite episodes is the one where the ship that kept coming and doing inspections because they were looking for people that had that telepathy, and because you're like, how is this going to work out, and how are they going to get around this, because these people are overpowered weapon wise, and then you kind of course it all plays out. But I thought that was a really good episode, and it shows Janeway being smarter than the bad guy without letting on. I think it's really good.
Did we switch from Firefly to Voyager at some point that I wasn't?
Yeah, I
paying
said the next thing I was watching was Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
I was doing show production on this end. Wasn't checking Facebook.
Yeah. So
All right,
that's about it for me. What you got?
I got quite a few. I started watching Peaky Blinders finally. It's been on my Netflix list for ages, and I went, it's time to dig in. And boy, that's a good series. I'm sure probably many people have already seen it already. By the end of episode 2, I was hooked. It's like, I'm in. This is very calculating, very cleverly written. Takes place in the 1920s in Birmingham, centered mainly on the Irish community that's there, with some not so legal dealings.
Oh,
And a small time horse track booking gang that's taking their money and making some money for their family, and things often go wrong, but it centers around one main character, Thomas Shelby, played by
Cillian Murphy.
Yes. And also Sam Neill is in there. He plays a very good, what was he? He's not an inspector, detective. He's a lot of these people in the story were in World War I. So Some of them are mentally damaged. Some of them are physically damaged. It really, really is a good story. I'm making my way through season 2, almost done with season 2 at this point, and look forward. I think there's 6 seasons total. So in the next few weeks, I'll wrap that one up.
Weren't they
Also,
doing a excuse me, weren't they
yes,
doing a
yes, that just
follow-up
came
to
out.
that?
They added it to my list. It's kind of a where is he now sort of thing
Yeah.
about Thomas Shelby. I am saving that for the end. I'm not going to ruin it.
No,
Uh,
I just remember they were doing something else related to that same property.
yes, I think that was a 2025 or 2026 release on that. So it just showed up probably because I just started watching the series.
Mhm.
Um, the other one was on Disney Plus, more specifically the National Geographic section of that, called 2 shows. There's not a part 1 and part 2, oddly enough. It's 2 separate shows, about 90 minutes long,
Hmm.
called The Third Reich Rise and The Third Reich Fall. So there's a
Okay.
rise and a fall. Interesting because when you look back at history, a lot of times you say, how could the people let that happen? A lot
Right.
of times they didn't have much of a choice. They didn't elect Hitler chancellor. He was appointed chancellor, and then he became the Fuhrer like 52 days later. That's when he started putting in all of these policies. He actually did run for president and lost in an official election. But when he
Well,
came
we
to
can't have
power,
that. I'll just get there.
when he came to power as the Fuhrer, if you weren't a part of the National Socialist Party, you were ostracized. You were sent off to the concentration camps. And they weren't originally for the extermination of the Jews. They were originally for keeping your political opponents contained and out of the picture. So it was really an interesting perception because a lot of this was from people inside Germany, their letters, their home movies, a lot of home movies. Um, and even after they started invading Czechoslovakia and Poland, people back home were going, well, this is an easy war. War isn't half as bad as they say because they were just
Yeah.
going in and taking land. They weren't, it wasn't until they got to Russia in 42 that things started going south.
Right.
And that's when the hardship fell. So I don't want to, understate the impact of this,
I thought
but
you were gonna say, "Don't spoil it for us."
it was an interesting perspective. It didn't
Mhm.
soften anything by any means.
Good. All
In
right.
fact, there were parts where they said, "Hey, the following scenes are pretty graphic. You might want to turn away or don't have young children for that." Um, I mentioned that I was going back and watching the James Bond series from start to finish. So I watched From
Mhm.
Russia with Love and
Yep.
Goldfinger. Some of these early ones are pretty rough.
Are they?
Yeah, we'd mentioned, the sexism,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
some of those early ones.
Yeah,
Um,
you can't apply today's sensitivities to back
yeah.
then. No.
The cinematography is getting better. The effects are you can tell the budget's getting a little bit better. So I'm gonna try to do like 1 or 2 a week. I don't want to blow through them all in 1 week and try and dump them here because I want to sort of string these out and see what the changes are as we go. We're
Yeah.
obviously still in the Sean Connery era. I think next one is Thunderball. I almost started watching that last night going, no, 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 so
Yeah.
fast. I have
Right.
also gone back and we discussed Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. And then you
Yes.
said Final Reckoning is on Paramount Plus. Well, so
Yes.
are all the other ones. So I watched Final Reckoning and I went, man, there's a lot of references back to the first one. They had a lot
Yeah.
of callbacks in that. So I said, I gotta watch that because I really don't remember much other than that computer room scene where he's hanging on the thread, 2 inches off
Yeah.
the ground with
Right.
about to set things off. Everybody remembers that because that's like the highlight. Holy smokes. You go back and watch that first one. Tom Cruise, he's very young, as is
Yeah.
everybody else. But he looks like he's fresh out of Top Gun. He's still got that, goofy grin and
Mhm.
attitude. He's an underling. He's still Ethan Hunt, but he hasn't taken over for the team
Yeah.
because, um, uh, Jim Phelps is still there and in charge. Now he plays into the whole story, and of course, by the end of the movie, Tom Cruise takes over as the lead of the team, and, that one, I that one was frankly, I'm surprised they got to make another one. That one was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't hold up well. The audio was terrible. The
Really?
the lighting was
Wait,
all
which
like
one again?
the first one, Mission Impossible #1.
Okay.
You go back and watch it, it looks like it was made as a home movie sometimes. You're going, "This is just bad."
Really?
Number 2, they must have got a little more budget because it got a little bit better. This is the one where they had the virus and the vaccine, and they were
Yes.
chasing it down. Again, I don't remember much about this one except the end with the fight on the beach where he stomps on the sand and the gun pops up into his hand going, "Really? We're supposed to believe this?" There were a number of scenes in there going, "This just is physically impossible."
Oh yeah, of course.
Um,
Well,
but it was a fun adventure film. Luther has a mustache in this one, so he's a little harder to recognize. Goes, "That's the same actor?"
oh
Uh,
yeah.
but I look forward to watching more of these. I also, for whatever reason, decided to go back and started watching the Star Wars series again. And I started at number 1 because I
Right.
just recently watched, was it right after Andor? I watched New Hope and then into yeah, so I didn't want to do the original trilogy again so soon. So I went at episode 1. Again, I'm a sucker for punishment. This thing is horrible. Even
I,
even Natalie Portman's acting is so stiff. She
yeah.
got better, but, uh, you know, Liam Neeson does a great job, so does,
Yes.
Ewan McGregor. Those 2
Yes.
did great. Uh, but,
I
some
agree
of
with
the
that.
other acting, it was just like, how did
And so I'll tell you when Star Wars Episode 1 was about to come out, and there was all that hype.
we
We're
were
getting episode-"
excited. It
Yeah.
was a little better than the holiday
Well,
special.
it well, I remember I saw it twice that one on opening day. It was on Friday. I think I took off early, or no, I know I did. I took the day off and went and saw it in the morning. And yeah, it kind of left me. There's some things in it that are really cool, and there's some things,
Yeah.
like I said, the acting's bad.
Jar
The
Jar will drive you bananas. It just
yeah, I was like, why is he in
the
here?
only way they won that battle was off of sheer goofiness and accidents.
Mhm.
Jar Jar,
But
accidentally releasing all those blue bombs, and then Anakin flying into the enemy ship in the what was it,
yeah,
the shuttle bay or whatever,
yeah,
shooting down robots going, uh, "Hey, this ought to work. Let's
yeah,
try this. Pew, 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 pew." Uh,
yeah.
that it was like, oh my gosh, that story had so much potential, but just
Oh,
totally
that's what I maintain about the episode 1, 2, and 3 was that this I thought the story itself, I'm not talking about the script, the story
the
where
story to build a villain had
yeah,
so much
the story
potential.
build up all the way through, and he flips everything without anybody realizing what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was brilliant, but the execution was just not there. Too much
Right.
green screen, blue screen, whatever. I think it's too much.
Yes. Oh, the effects were awful in that first one. I'll be curious to see what they did in the second. And then after I do 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna go back and watch Kenobi because I enjoyed that and the
Oh,
connection it made.
Kenobi and Andor. Wow. Those
Yeah.
are those are great.
Yep. So that's what I've been watching lately among a bazillion other YouTube videos. But, whew, that was a lot. Okay, one more quick video for you. Actually, it's about 55 minutes long. We're not gonna play it for you,
Yeah.
but
Let's talk
quick
about it
summary.
minute by minute.
It's a podcast. They're on episode 250 something. This one's from
Yeah.
about a month ago called This Week in Retro, where they talk about old stuff, old games, old computer tech that's come out. And they don't really do like a review of it so much as a review of it. If you know
Well,
what
the reason I put it in here is because it's from Australia. And I was like, well, to be honest with you, I
one of
know
the
what
guys is from Wisconsin, though. There's like,
okay.
oh,
Well, I
one's
mean,
from
I know
England who lives in Australia.
I know what our experience is in the United States, and
Yep.
a lot of stuff that you and I can relate to, and even my friend Fred or whoever, we've all had similar experiences. I was like, wow, Australia's computer history. I gotta check that out. Not I haven't quite finished the whole thing, but it was pretty good. Bunch of old guys speaking words.
Nice video, nice like camera work and picture in picture. It's
Yeah.
not what you would expect, but I thought that was the production value on this was really good.
hmm
Yep.
Yeah, it got me thinking. I wonder how different the whole not genre, but the whole computer scene was like in Australia or in other countries. I don't know.
All right. This
I
is
thought it was cool.
I'm reading the question of the week, and I'm a little frightened based on the fact that I just talked about Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Says, we've discussed enough sci-fi over the 800 shows to fill a Borg cube. If you had to spend the next 800 days, so what is that, about almost 3 years,
Yeah.
living in the universe of the last sci-fi movie or book you consumed, how long would you last? And what obsolete 20th century gadget would you bring along as your, quote, secret weapon?
Yeah. Hey, I was just watching Firefly. So
You could bring a gun.
I would take that zip disk.
What good would that do? You can't stop the signal.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, here. Yeah,
I guess you can if you don't have a zip drive.
right.
Star Wars universe. If I could live in that for 800 days, I would probably find a nice, quiet corner of Coruscant and just disappear
Coruscant.
into the background.
Chuck lives in the alleys of Coruscant.
All you have to do is survive 800 days.
Yeah. I'll go to Naboo. I mean, what happens there? Nothing.
Don't go to Tatooine.
Yeah.
And don't go to Alderaan.
I imagine that Tatooine and Phoenix have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Sand and dirt and sun.
Moisture evaporators.
I think the moisture evaporator is actually the moisture leaving your skin, right?
I am a moisture evaporator.
Yeah.
And on that note, takes us to the top of the hour. Thank you very much for joining us once again. We'd like to once again thank all our patrons. Thank you for listening, whether you have just listened to one or watched one or all 800. Ooh, I want to know if anybody's in the 800 club.
Surely.
Maybe Kyle, maybe Yorga. I know there are some people that go way back to the early days that have been silent. Every once in a while, we hear from one and go, "Hey, I've been listening since the early days." I wanna know.
That should have been the question of the week. How long have you been listening to us?
Call us or email us or let us know. We'd love to find out.
Hey, two things that people don't do anymore: call and email.
Well, it's sort of like when you go to the ServiceNow conference and people say, "What was the first release you remember?" and they give a name of a city or something, and this could be our sort of legacy thing.
What was the C release? Calgary.
Calgary.
Yeah,
I go.
that's
even
probably it for me.
I'm back to like summer 2008.
I'm
Oh,
a Fu-
hey,
I
I
was
can
a-
upgrade to Australia now or next
I
week.
was a Fuji fan.
A Fuji fan.
Oh,
Let's not go there. Okay. There's about 2 people listening that are laughing at
Okay.
this point. But
Yeah.
how long have you been listening to Technorama? You could just give us the year, say 2007 or 2012 or whatever. We'd like to know, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. And particularly big thanks to all of our patrons that have supported us along the years.
Hey, I want to
Yes.
live in the Technorama world for 800 days.
It's
I think I
it's
already
all
did it.
fantasy. It's all fantasy.
I already
Nothing-
did it.
Nothing is real. Everything's AI generated. Don't do
I
it.
did live it, and look, I turned out okay.
Okay, give us a call, 707-530-2428. We'd love to hear from you. Or find us anywhere on the internet by looking for Technorama Podcast. Don't forget to share with a friend. Tell them what they're missing. Make them look at you funny and go, you do what now? Yeah.
What's a podcast?
You want to blow somebody's mind? Introduce it to a Gen Z.
Yeah. Who are these old guys?
All the cool kids are doing it now. Don't forget to hang out with our Discord group over at chuckchat.com/Discord. Until next time, we appreciate it. Give us a binary high five, Craig.
All right, 101.
There we are, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are going to sign off and go record our Patreon show.
Hey, By the way, I
yes,
started to say 1100100000.
he's counting to 800 in binary.
Yeah.
Live long and expire.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, y'all.